The maxi dress hanging in your closet right now, the one you have talked yourself out of wearing at least once this year, is actually one of the most flattering pieces a woman over 60 can own. And in the next few minutes, I am going to show you exactly why, because once you see this, you will never look at that dress the same way again. Welcome back, beautiful. I'm Jennifer, and this is Stylish 60 Plus, the place where we talk about flattering maxi dress styling, timeless fashion, and real confidence for women over 60 who are done apologizing for taking up space. If today's topic, maxi dresses over 60, is something you have wondered about, go ahead and hit subscribe right now, because what I'm about to share might be the most useful styling lesson you learn all year. Let's start with something most people do not know. Maxi dresses were never meant to be safe or forgettable. They rose to popularity in the late 1960s and early 70s at a moment when women were breaking free from rigid, restrictive fashion and choosing something flowing, expressive, and entirely their own. That is the energy this dress was born with. Somewhere along the way, that history got forgotten and a very different story took over. Somebody said maxi dresses make short women look shorter. Somebody said they add bulk. Somebody said they only work for a certain body type. And that story got repeated so many times that thousands of women packed the idea away and never opened that chapter again. I want to tell you about a woman named Linda who messaged me a few months ago. She said she had owned the same forest green maxi dress for 2 years, tags still on, because every time she tried it on, she felt like it was wearing her instead of the other way around. She sent me a photo after we talked through 3 small adjustments, and honestly, I almost did not recognize her. Not because she changed anything about her body, because she finally understood what the dress needed from her. By the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly what Linda learned, and you will be able to apply it to whatever is hanging in your own closet tonight. Here is why any of this matters. A well-worn maxi dress can make you look taller, slimmer, and more polished in a single motion without spending a fortune, without squeezing into anything, and without 20 minutes of coordinating separates. It flatters pear shapes, apple shapes, rectangles, and hourglasses alike once you know which details to look for. If you carry weight through your middle, an empire waist or a softly gathered A-line does the work for you. If your shoulders or bust are fuller, a wrap style with a V neckline opens things up beautifully. If your frame is more slender, a subtle tier or gentle ruffle adds movement without ever looking overwhelming. There is a version of this dress that was built for your shape. Today, we are going to find it. So here is what we are doing. I am counting down the 5 things that will completely transform how a maxi dress looks and feels on you after 60, starting with the smallest adjustment and building all the way up to the one change that matters more than every other tip combined. Stay with me until the end, because number 1 is the detail almost nobody talks about, and once you hear it, you are going to want to go check every dress in your closet immediately. Number 5, fabric. This is the detail people notice without ever knowing why. A stiff, structured fabric fights against you in a maxi dress. It adds bulk. It holds its shape in ways that work against the flow you are trying to create, and it can genuinely age an otherwise beautiful silhouette. What you want instead is fabric that drapes jersey, chiffon, rayon, or a soft modal blend. These fall naturally with your body instead of standing away from it. They photograph beautifully, and they are almost always the most affordable options on the rack. You do not need an expensive dress to look expensive. You need the right fabric, and department store clearance racks and thrift shops are full of exactly this. There is research behind this too. Clothing psychologists have found that stiff, scratchy fabric makes people physically pull inward and move more cautiously, while soft, flowing fabric does the opposite. Women who wear it stand taller and walk more freely without even trying. So this is not only about how the dress looks in a photograph, it is about how you are going to feel wearing it for an entire afternoon. Number 4, color and print strategy, and this one surprises almost everyone the first time they hear it. Your eye naturally travels toward contrast before it ever registers shape. That means whatever part of your outfit carries the boldest visual energy is the part people see first, and you get to decide where that attention lands. If you want to look taller and leaner, the goal is one long, unbroken, vertical line of color from your shoulders to your hem. Think rich burgundy, deep olive, espresso, forest green, or navy. These are not just pretty shades. They are visually slimming by design, because there is no horizontal break to interrupt the line your body is drawing from top to bottom. This is exactly why an all-navy maxi dress so often looks more elongating than a dress that pairs a bright top with a busy printed skirt. The moment you split your body into two high-contrast halves, you cut your height right in half along with it. If you love prints, choose ones that flow continuously from top to bottom in a medium scale, rather than an oversized, blocky pattern that chops the eye's journey into pieces. And here is the detail almost nobody mentions. Under a maxi dress, only a sliver of your shoe is ever visible, but that sliver is doing more work than you think. Match or closely coordinate your shoe color with your hemline, and you extend that vertical line all the way to the floor. Number 3, layering, because this solves the single most common message I get in my comments. I love maxi dresses, but I do not want to show my arms, so I throw on a giant shapeless cardigan and it ruins the whole silhouette. I just spent so much effort building. Here is the fix. When you wear something long, your layer should be short. A cropped denim jacket or a fitted little blazer creates a high waistline of its own, telling the eye that your legs begin right there at the hip. Pair that with a floor-skimming dress, and you get full arm coverage without losing a single inch of the height you just worked to create. For something softer, a lightweight linen or cotton button-down worn open or tied loosely at the waist gives you that relaxed, effortless elegance while still reinforcing your shape. For evenings, skip the shrug entirely and reach for a pashmina draped over one shoulder or pinned with a simple brooch. Before you commit to any maxi dress, try what I call the sit and spin test. Sit down in it. Does it pull tight across your lap? Then spin around. Does the fabric move and flow, or does it hang like a curtain? Your silhouette should celebrate your height, never cut you in half, and this 30-second test will save you from a closet full of dresses that never quite worked. Now, before we get to the top 2, because these are the ones that genuinely change everything, tell me in the comments which one you were stealing first. Comment Maxi if you were trying the belt trick this week, or tell me if fabric color or layering is the one you were starting with tonight. I read every single comment, and honestly, it helps me know exactly what to cover in future videos. Number 2. Proportion and movement below the knee, and this is the one detail that explains why 2 women can wear the identical dress and look completely different. Most of us think about maxi dress length purely in terms of how close to the floor it falls. But there is a second measurement that matters just as much, and that is how freely the skirt opens and moves from the knee downward. A dress that fits close through the hip and thigh and then continues narrow all the way to the ankle creates what stylists call a column silhouette. On a very tall, slender frame, that can look striking. On petite frames and fuller figures, it tends to restrict movement, and it creates visual thickness in the lower body because the fabric has nowhere to go. Every step pulls it taut right when you want it flowing. What works beautifully for most of us in our 60s and beyond is gentle flare starting below the knee. An A-line cut, a soft wrap skirt, a chiffon overlay, even a slight flare at the hem. This gives the fabric room to breathe and lets it skim past your hips, thighs, and calves rather than clinging to them. Combine that flare with a wrap style, and you have arguably the single most universally flattering silhouette in fashion. The wrap creates a V neckline that lengthens your neck and pulls the eye upward toward your face, which should always get the most attention in any outfit. It defines your waist wherever you choose to tie it, and the skirt opens diagonally from that point, creating a beautiful asymmetrical hemline that is quietly one of the most slimming details you can wear. Proportion continues at your neckline too. A little breathing room around the collarbone is remarkably flattering as we age, so if your dress has a higher neckline, a long vertical pendant necklace does the same elongating job. Breaking up a solid block of fabric and stretching your whole frame in one simple move. If you can own only one maxi dress, make it a wrap style in a solid medium to dark tone and a fabric with real drape. That single dress will outperform half of your closet. And now, number 1. The change that matters more than every other tip on this list combined. The one that determines whether a maxi dress flatters you or completely overwhelms you. Waist definition. Here is what happens when a maxi dress has no waist definition at all. The fabric falls straight from your shoulders to the floor in one long, unbroken column. It sounds elegant in theory. In practice, on most bodies, it reads as a single, shapeless block. You disappear into the dress instead of being seen in it. This is the actual mistake almost every woman is making, and it has nothing to do with your age, your weight, or your height. The fix costs nothing if you already own the dress. You define your waist yourself. Take a thin belt or a wide sash and tie it at your natural waistline, right around your belly button, never up at the ribs and never down at the hips. Even if you do not feel like that is your narrowest point anymore, placing the belt there instantly creates the illusion of one. Watch what happens. The fabric above pulls in, the fabric below falls away and skims instead of clings, and suddenly your eye can see a top half and a bottom half rather than one long shape. This single adjustment, more than any fabric, color, or hemline choice, is the difference between a dress that wears you and a dress that you wear. If a belt feels uncomfortable, look for a dress that builds the waistline in for you, a drawstring, a gathered seam, or an empire waist sitting just under the bust. Especially forgiving if you carry weight around your middle, because the fabric begins narrow at the bust and flows freely from there. Just be careful the gathering under the bust is not too full or too puffy, or you risk drifting into maternity territory instead of the sleek, sophisticated fashion silhouette we are going for. A softer, flatter gather at the seam keeps it polished rather than billowy. This is exactly what changed everything for Linda. One belt tied in the right place on a dress she already owned. She did not buy anything new. She simply understood for the first time what that fabric needed from her. Now that we have covered the 5 changes that matter most, let's talk about the finishing touches, because accessories are where a lot of women either lose the whole effect or accidentally elevate it without realizing why. Think of accessories as punctuation marks on an outfit. They can turn a simple maxi dress into a statement, or soften it into something easy and everyday. A wide belt in a neutral tone, tan, black, or a soft metallic, defines the waist and works with almost any flowing maxi, while a slimmer belt adds just a touch of shape without overpowering the dress. If you want a small trick for extra height, place that belt slightly above your natural waist rather than right at it. It creates a gentle empire effect that elongates the leg line without looking costumey. Jewelry is where I see the most women go wrong, either too much or none at all. The rule I give every woman I style is simple. If your dress has a busy print or a high neckline, choose statement earrings and skip the necklace entirely. If the dress is solid and simple, a bold necklace or a set of layered chains instantly elevates it. One statement piece, never both at once, and after 60, jewelry stops being about sparkle and starts being about intention. Scarves and shawls deserve more credit than they get, too. A light silk scarf tied loosely at the neck adds color and softness in seconds, and a shawl draped over one shoulder can turn a casual maxi into something evening ready without changing the dress at all. Even your handbag changes the proportion of the whole look. With a floor-length dress, an oversized slouchy bag will throw everything off balance. For daytime, reach for a medium crossbody or a structured tote. For evening, a small clutch always reads as more elegant than anything bulky. And do not forget your feet get a vote too. Flat sandals say relaxed and approachable. A low wedge, somewhere between 1 and 2 inches, gives you height and stability without a hint of wobble, and because it is hidden under the hem, nobody can even see the difference. They just notice that you are standing taller. Let's bring all 5 of these changes, plus the finishing touches, together into outfits you can actually wear this week. For a casual day, running errands, or meeting a friend for coffee, pair your maxi with a crisp white sneaker and a straw hat. It is effortless, breathable, and instantly reads as intentional. For something more elevated, a lunch date or an afternoon out, add a tailored blazer with the sleeves pushed up, one of the oldest tricks for visually slimming the arm. Then finish with a bold necklace to draw every eye straight to your face. And for evening, a wedding, a dinner, a night at the theater, lean into the drama. Swap your everyday bag for a small clutch, choose jewelry that catches the light, and keep your wrap in the same color family as your dress so the whole look reads as one long, elegant, uninterrupted line. If you have a vacation or a resort trip coming up, the maxi dress becomes even more of a lifesaver. Reach for bold prints, tropical colors, or lightweight linen blends that need almost no effort because the fabric and the pattern do the styling work for you. Pair it with flat espadrilles, a wide-brimmed hat, sunglasses, and a woven tote that can double as your beach bag and your dinner bag later that evening. This is dressing younger without trying to look younger. It is simply sophisticated fashion that happens to feel effortless. And do not assume a maxi dress is only for hot weather. In cooler months, layer one with a denim jacket or a tailored blazer. Add ankle boots peeking out from the hem, and consider a belted cardigan for warmth that still keeps your waist defined. Layering does not retire your maxi dress for the season. It simply extends its life from spring straight through fall. A few mistakes worth avoiding as you shop. Skip anything so oversized it swallows your shape entirely. Because baggy does not mean slimming, it means shapeless, and it almost always adds visual weight rather than hiding it. Be cautious with tiny, busy florals, which can read as dated rather than timeless, while larger, modern patterns or solid jewel tones tend to age far better. Watch your hemline. Dragging on the ground looks sloppy and can genuinely be a tripping hazard, while anything hitting mid-calf chops your leg line in half. Ankle length, just skimming the top of your shoe, is almost always the sweet spot, and if a dress you love is slightly too long, $10 at a tailor is one of the best investments you will ever make in your wardrobe. And resist the urge to pile on every accessory you own at once. One statement piece, a bold necklace, or a striking earring, never both, keeps the whole look feeling intentional instead of chaotic. And here is one nobody expects me to say. Even the most beautiful maxi dress in the world cannot disguise slouched shoulders. Stand tall, let your posture do half the work the dress is already doing for you, and the whole outfit reads as effortlessly elegant rather than merely covered up. If any of this shifted how you see the maxi dress in your own closet, go ahead and tap that like button right now. It genuinely helps more women like Linda find their way to this video, and honestly, that is the whole reason I make these. Linda was not the only one. Another woman in this community, Susan, told me she had avoided maxi dresses for a decade because a salesperson once told her they would make her look shorter. She tried the wrap style with the belt trick we just covered, sent me a photo from her granddaughter's graduation, and said it was the first time in years she felt like herself in a photograph rather than hiding behind someone else in it. That is the kind of transformation we are talking about today, and it is available to you with clothes you may already own. Here's what I want you to sit with. Confidence after 60 was never about chasing youth or trends. It is about dressing the woman you actually are today with intention, and a maxi dress worn the right way might be the single most elegant, most comfortable, most empowering piece in your entire wardrobe. You have spent decades taking care of everyone around you. Wearing something that makes you feel radiant is not indulgent, it is earned. So tell me, out of everything we covered today, fabric, color, layering, proportion, or that number one waist trick, which one are you trying first? Leave it in the comments, because I read every single one and it genuinely shapes what I cover next. And if you have not subscribed yet, this is the moment, because every week on Stylish 60 Plus, we cover exactly this kind of practical, honest wardrobe guidance made specifically for women who refuse to fade into the background. Miss an episode, and you might miss the one tip that changes how you get dressed for years to come. Every woman who has walked through this community, Linda, Susan, and hundreds of others in the comments below, started exactly where you are right now, standing in front of a closet, unsure. What changed for them was not their body. It was the knowledge you now have. That is what real style over 60 looks like. Wardrobe tips that respect the woman you have become instead of chasing the one you used to be. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. You are stylish, you are 60 plus, and you are just getting started. Like this video, subscribe to Stylish 60 Plus, and I will see you in the next one.